Greetings Internet and welcome to Aaron Plays, and I hope you're feeling fantastically well. In this I'll be continuing my game of Tarawa by Decision Games, so D-Day at Tarawa by Decision Games, and we're just about to do turn 6, so this will be episode 7. So let's get down to the map and let's see what's going on. Well, here they are, all lined up. Didn't take any losses during the course of the turn. So it's a turn 6 reinforcements. And yeah, there's a long way to go. Water, and I haven't got enough LVTs to take them all. That's the first stage of this amphibious operation phase. I've got to assign LVTs. Now I only have not a lot. I started with 9 2-strength units, so it's effectively 18 points, and I'm down to 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, less than half. Okay, so to carry a full strength unit requires 2. The shortest route to the beach is here, so I might have those guys wading in. The most important part, I think, at the present moment is to waving my hands here. There we go. I need to reinforce this area, especially now that these Japanese are starting to pop up. So I'm going to LVT as much of Red Beach 2 as possible. Now that's going to require 4 steps of LVTs, and see, I don't even know. So the 8-3 gets 2, and one of the engineers gets 1, and the other one will be wading in. So that's it. That's all I got. I did take quite a bit of a pounding on the LVTs. It says now I've got to conduct a landing check for each LVT unit stroke stack. Yeah, I wish they'd been a bit more clear on that. But we start over this side and we work our way through. And yeah, we'll start with the tank, because the tank is treated as an LVT for thing. So let's have a look. So we're looking at drift first of all. There's no drift for the tank, and then the next is both steps arrive. There we go, both steps arrive on the beach. So we will start trundling that vehicle all the way along the line. There he goes, and he stops in there, which is not ideal, to be honest, because there's now 5 steps in there, which is a congested hex. And the Japanese, well, at least the Japanese is disrupted. That's a good point. Okay, we'll wait for him for the wading stage. All right. Okay, so we have 1 engineer. He's only got 1 step, so let's see what actually happens with him. There is no drift, and the next he arrives at full strength, and the LVT arrives at full strength. So he comes along, goes on in and lands. That's useful, because we need help here. What do I do with my LVTs? Oh, the tank wasn't LVT. So I'm going to keep these here and then get rid of them as we go. Continuing in that hex, we have 2 LVTs carrying the heavy infantry. Now these are the ones that normally take the pounding. So is there any drift? Drift one to the left. So he drifts to there. Drift from there to there. And now the all important card. There we go. Oh no, he gets full strength. He arrives full strength. Whoop, whoop, whoop. However, the LVT, one step is lost. Then there were 8. But he lands there, ready to deal with the Japanese unit. So, okay, continuing along, let's put those in the discard pile. In here, we've got 2 LVTs carrying 1 unit, and then another 2 carrying the next unit. So, yeah, I've got to keep remembering to do the camera. Okay, so here there's no drift. I want you to guys see what's going on. Maybe I'll zoom out a little bit. There we go. I mean, you probably can't read the card. Okay, so there's no drift. And then next, okay, 3 steps of the unit get through, but both LVTs do. So he comes in and lands on the beach there. Okay, but both LVTs are okay. The other unit in that hex, no drift. It's unfortunate. I would like to be able to drift on that one, but okay. And it's, oh, it lands in the water, according to the card. So it carries along there and stops at that point there. And completely lost. So I've lost 3 steps of LVTs. Yeah, easy come, easy go. This armour treated like an LVT. So drift 1 to the right, and then looking at the lands in the reef, but that means nothing. Oh, or does it? I know the water, and oh, let me double check. Yeah, it says treat reef and water results for the tank as a beach. So he can come in there. Okay. Well, we started with 9. Well, I've only got 4 there. Where's the rest gone? So I've only got 4 half or 1 step LVTs left. Oh, precious commodity. Okay, next part of the amphibious phase is what? Move each unit in the water. Yet that was not transported by an LVT. That means all these guys are walking in, and they can move 2 hexes. 1, 2, 1, 2. I'll separate them so they're not congested targets. There we go. Oops, and then over here. It's a long way. It's a long way to walk. But this guy here can't go. He was brought here this turn, so he can start wading ashore next. Yeah, and I need a few more men than that. But they're going to take a bit of time. I mean, we're talking, okay, we turn 6 now, so turn 7, turn 8, turn 9. Oh, so much to do. I did take a pounding on those LVTs earlier though. But that's the game. Okay, so we go into the event phase. Moving the phase tracker, drawing the card, and what do we get? 2 to 10. Place a hero at last on any US unit and add a depth marker to one Japanese. Oh, swings, roundabouts, and add a depth marker to one Japanese unit. Okay, so let me get out a hero. Who are we actually drawn? There's no names on these. Is there a name? This is where a magnifying glass will come in useful. There is a name. Ooh, Hawkins. Mr. Hawkins. So I've got to decide where he's going to go. The advantage of a hero is it gives me free action. And it encounters allows me to counter one of the things that's on a Japanese on a Japanese unit. So I think he's going to be useful around here. So we're going to place him here. So I need to break this position. But then it says place it right and add a depth marker to one Japanese unit. Now there's a certain procedure I've got to go through to add a depth marker at this point. Too many charts. Japanese redeploy. Close combat. Oh man. Where's the depth? There's 6 pages of chart. I mean, three sheets, double-sided. So place beneath non-tank unit with no depth marker in communication. Okay, closest to a US unit. Now, there's quite a lot of Japanese units that are. I mean, we've got this one here is adjacent. It doesn't have a depth. I don't really want them to get depth, but there we go. This one here is adjacent. Any more that are actually adjacent and haven't got depth as yet? No, so it's going to be between those two. If equidistant, a coastal position. That's an inland position. So this unit here gains depth. There's no other Japanese unit, even if we look over here, that is adjacent to an American unit that hasn't got depth already. This one's got depth. So yeah, it will be this one here. In a coastal. If they're both being coastal, we would look at the position numbers. But so coastal unit, he gains some depth. But we've got a hero, whoop, whoop, which is useful. Okay, discard pile. Now then, what's next? That's the events. Oh, Japanese fire phase. Can I just skip this one? What do you reckon? Do you think that'll invalidate the simulation if the Japanese just decide not to fire? Yeah. Thought you might say that. Let's draw a fire card. Okay. We've got red and A. A is not important at the present moment. We've got blue and star, so maybe a leader casualty, and double green. So these are doubles and the triangle. And as always, we start off on the right hand side of the board and we're looking for double red. All right, let's see if we can zoom a little bit in. There we go. All right, so we're looking for, so there's a red in this position, but he's on his own, so he does nothing. red with it. Okay. So the position that we've just reinforced from the event here is in red, and now that it has got depth, it's a steady fire zone, but it has got the right symbol. If that being intense, well, I need to double check. Does that actually hurt my armor? Right. So we're in a steady fire zone. Non-armored US units with the target symbol lose a step. But he is an armored unit. The Strop doesn't have an armored bonus. So, in my mind, no. For the tank, over here, is that in red? He is steady fire zone. Is anything with a triangle? Anything with a triangle in here? There is not. Okay, so now we look out into the sea. Yes, now that I've got guys wading ashore, there's a potential. So the actual, let me have to zoom out a bit on this one. Okay, so we're looking through this red line here. I go up to the pier, and it goes across actually quite a wide area along here. So we're looking at either congested hexes, which count as double losses, or anything with a triangle. Fortunately, this unit's got a diamond, and this unit, if I move the camera a little bit, has a circle. So, yay, no losses. And that's the only things that are available to that double red on that one. Moving along. Okay, this is a single red, fortunately. Remembering he was the one that could have potentially got the depth marker. If he had got the depth marker, these were intensive fire zones. I was in deep doo-doo, but he didn't. So, fortunately, this is another red unit, and again, it's single step, so no fire from there, and no fire from further up there because there's no one there. So that's the double red. Now we come back and we do the blue, which has got a star, which is a potential leader loss. Okay, so this blue unit here is disrupted, so he can't fire, but having that on the card means we remove the disruption. Any other blue around here? No. Moving along, and we have the Japanese tank, which will fire, and as we know, the range is extended. So the range goes as far as here and here, but the tanks get one extra hex, so it fires on this, and unfortunately it has the triangle. But it's still an armored unit. Do tanks hurt tanks? I should imagine so, but you know, these tanks only had a 37, was it a 37 or a 57mm gun? Let's check. Well, according to this, that would have had to have the armor bonus symbol to count as fires with the armored bonus. All US armored units in the field of fire are considered non-armored. So it's considered armored, and everything goes on about non-armored units with a target symbol. Doesn't seem to be any specification or specialization for the armor itself, so maybe it's engaging in a gunfire in my tank. It's just not enough firepower from there, which suits me. It's fired, it didn't do anything. Yep. Okay, if it didn't have a target, it would have moved. Okay, blue. You've got blue here. He was disrupted. That disruption is removed. Okay, moving along. Blue, blue, blue. Right, we have a blue here, which does have depth. It doesn't matter for the blue. But he will fire, and he'll fire. You can take out 2 units. It's a triangle. One of my engineers bites the dust. That is a steady fire zone. Anything else in the blue steady fire zone? Going out to the water. And right, okay, I need to show this. So this blue position here extends its field of fire through this. I'm not quite in its field of fire. I will be next turn, but at present, no. Nothing else is in the blue field of fire, so that causes no additional losses. Okay, that's good. Well, I lost an engineer, but hey ho. We're going to take losses at some point, and then we're into double green. Double green. All right, so on this area, is there any green? I've taken out that position. No green here. Okay, moving along. Okay, no green. No green. All right, that's looking good. No green, no green. All right, so the only green I can see is this one, which is another tank. Well, that disruption comes off. So we're looking good. That is Japanese fire. There's no artillery on that card. So we have finished the Japanese fire phase. Okay, so I'll now use the phase marker. As I've said before, we missed that step, that step. We're now into my action phase. Yay. Not too many, not too shabby. Not too many losses that time. An engineer company went down, but okay. Right, let's move those off the board for the moment. I've got my 3 actions, and I have the naval unit. But first off, I will actually mark well, I've got 3 actions. So 3, removing the disrupted will be a free action. So the HQ, engineer that's adjacent to it, heavy weapons company, engineer again, no and no. They're not free. Okay, moving over this side. 3, where's my HQ? There it is. 3, 3, 3, 3. No, not 3. And that's it. Okay, so there's my free actions, and then I've got 3 US actions and a Navy. So, what to do? Let's have a look at this area here first of all, because this is where we've been concentrating or trying to get as much done as possible. We know this requires flanking to take out, and it's got depth now, but we do desperately need to take that out. So that might be the place to do the bombardment. I can't attack it this turn, but I can start bringing up. Or the other place to bring in the naval bombardment is against that nasty unit here, which has, we know it's got depth, we don't know what the depth is, but we could remove the depth, but it'll probably get another one. Is it worth doing the attack, doing the naval bombardment there? I mean, yes, it eliminates the depth, it won't be in the rest of the game, but I think we're going to have these two go in and fight there. We're going to advance. I want to advance here into this position. So, and maybe even do the bombardment on this. No, they can't see it. got to be in a field of fire. So, what to do? This is obviously the biggest part of the game is the decision making, and I know I could just move the counters, and this is what I'm doing, but I like to share my thoughts. So yeah, I'm going to keep pushing here. So I'm going to bring in the big guns. So this is my last naval unit. Fire on this position, which will disrupt the Japanese unit and remove that coastal depth marker. So he's disrupted and removes that from the game. So that was my last naval at the present moment. You know, I might get another one at some point, but it's a random event. Okay, then I'm going to do as an action on this guy to move him up 1, 2. I'm not moving adjacent to an enemy unit. It's not an intensive fire zone, so he gets to there. That's him done. So we've got control. We haven't got anything in here. We have some way of getting control over here. Now, is this an intense moving adjacent still, isn't it? So we move from here to here. That's an infiltration. Does a disrupted unit? Let check. A disrupted unit can't stop my movement. I can only move the 1 hex because it's still adjacent to a Japanese position. But I don't have to test for infiltration, so he will move in there, and that's as far as he goes because it's a intensive fire zone and he's adjacent, but he doesn't have to roll for infiltration. And oops, and neither does this guy, so he will get to there. I don't think I want to move that tank at the moment. This engineer can move. I don't want to put him there because then there'll be 5 steps in that hex. So I think we'll just move him up the coast, up the beach. 1, 2. Okay. I think we're going to try. We're going to bring the hero and the HQ here so we can activate these next turn. What to do with Mr. Ryan and his unit? I know they're going to remove the disruption. That's them done. I think we want to fully occupy this position, so we've got, so that will be, yeah, I don't want the Japanese to come back. Well, there's control here and control here, but if we move him to there, then there's no control, so they could potentially go back in there. So no, I'm going to leave Ryan there. He's fine. Wait for the engineers to come up and take possession of these positions, and then I can push forward. So I think that's pretty much everything that I can do in this area. I've still got 2 actions left. So, right, what to do here? We've now got he's not done with it. The HQ's over here, isn't it? Okay, but we have got a hero. Do we go in here? Remember, I've got 2 actions left. You know, Decisions. I think what I want to do is these first against this unit. HQ, they're adjacent to the HQ, so that's why they're marked as such. Now, do we go in with fisticuffs, handbags at dawn, or do we shoot at them? Considering the surprise I got here, let's go in. Let's risk it for a biscuit. Just marking that as a close combat. Now going back on this situation, I've got the heavy weapon team that could give support fire in there. So I don't necessarily need to go in. Eeny meeny. He's one step. You know what, let's shoot at him. Okay, so we have does the hero, I know the hero's with that unit, so the tank isn't. We've got 5 steps there. I don't want 5 steps in there. Then again, if we take it out, it's a moot point, isn't it? Yes, true. Thank you for reminding me. Oh, there's fire from red though, isn't there? I could use it. Right, okay. So the infantry will fire with 5, the tank will fire with 4 is 9, and we'll have the other 8 from over here. As long as it's got a blue, it has, so he can see that position. So that's 5 and 4 is 9 plus 8 is 17. Onto this Japanese unit here. Okay. It's one of the weaker ones, thankfully. He needs a mortar. This unit provides a mortar. So we've got twice the amount of firepower, and the hero would have provided the mortar anyway. And this unit had mortar as well. So yeah, we've got everything we need to deal that. So we've got twice the amount and of firepower, because he's got defense of 1. He's not even in a building, so still defense of 1. We have all that's required. Attack strength at least doubled. Japanese defeated. Does he have communication? He does through this guy. So he's not withdrawing because he's a normal unit, but he's just eliminated. He's not removed from play. Okay. That finishes it. Remember, we can't advance after combat. Okay, we'll turn that. Just remove the disruption. That's a free action. Still got 2 US actions. I want to come into this position, so I will do that, and that will cost me an action. Do I want to bring some tanks up? Well, I do. And then I'll do my other, right, so you can go there, and then you can go there. All right, that's all my actions done. Close combat. Here. Okay, so let's mark the hex. The Japanese unit, oh, he's tough. He's tough. Oh, he's an elite unit anyway. My guys, okay, so I've got 4 steps, Japanese unit, okay. So let's draw some cards, shall we? All right. Let's actually move this into a space where I've actually got space to draw cards. And you can actually see them. There we go. Up here, there we go. Eventually get there. All right, so I've got 4 steps. So I get 4 cards. The Japanese unit gets 1 card for being a Japanese unit. And then, yeah, I've got to find the close combat side of the sheet. Japanese are not attacking. Card strength total greater than 4. No, equal to or greater than 4. He doesn't have a CC requirement on him, so no. If card is a tank or night turn, no. So he's only getting the 1 card. Because he had no depth. Useful. So, but he attacks first. And we're looking at red. He didn't get a red, which is great. There's no close combat requirements in there. Okay, useful. So my first card, I'm looking for a red. There is no red. And there is also no close combat modifier there. We go back to the Japanese and they have no cards. So we just go back to me, I believe. Let me double check that. So yeah, those 2 cards go into the discard pile. And I draw again. And we have a red. That means this unit is eliminated in close combat. But it was in communication. Just double check that. I keep double checking the same rules because they're so... It does annoy me that I have to keep checking the same rules. But close combat, ending close combat elimination. The survivors remain, okay. You may eliminate, place elite units eliminated in close combat in the eliminated units box. Okay, he is an elite unit. He goes to the eliminated units box, which is starting to look quite full. As I won the close combat, I put both of my units back in that hex, but they become disrupted. There we go. Disrupted. Right. Yeah, there was only another 1 close combat, so we're okay with that. Take that off the board. Unable to advance in there. I think that's my action phase done. Put the cards back in the right places. Okay. Yeah. Right, well, we've got a good toehold here. Just got to take this unit out, which will hopefully happen next time. Let's remove these US action markers. As I've said before, I could do with a few more of those. But I've got a fair few number of freebies going on now. So yeah. Yeah, let's bring this back up. Turn 6 completed. Wow. I honestly can't gauge if I'm doing well or not so well. The last time I played this where I got close to a victory, I honestly can't remember what state I was in at turn 6. And that's what's also nice about it, is because of the variables between the landing LVTs and such, all the units wading in. But yeah, it's every time you play this will be totally different. Because obviously the Japanese are different, and different units. The way the cards come out, they'll reinforce different positions, and so on and so on. I've never had that amount of naval fire before, but it's taken me 6 turns to get a hero. Swings and roundabouts, I suppose. But we're making progress. My overall aim at the present moment is to, where we're in the centre, is drive through. If I can cut the island in two, great. And yeah, keep on working the Parrot's Beak. And then hopefully both of those can finish off the strong part of the Japanese in the centre there. And then we can start working our way up the rest of the toe, whatever you want to call that part. So Parrot's Beak, concentrate. If I can get some reinforcements there, fine. In the centre next to the pier and up, let's see if we can cut the island and then work our way westwards to finish off the clump in the centre there. Will it work? I don't know. Is it a good plan? I hope so. Let me know in the comments. But I hope you enjoy what I'm doing. As I say, I might spend a bit of time thinking, and I think out loud, to show you my thought processes before I actually move a counter. If you just want to see me moving the counters, again, put it in the comments. If you just say, you know, we don't want to hear you dribble on about silly things that you don't actually do. Because, I mean, plan A, plan B, plan C. Plan D is plan A better, isn't it? Okay. But that's what I'm doing. You know, sharing my thoughts and the thought process. And just to show the decision trees that this game encourages. And same with Omaha did. But anyway, that's the end of the video. Until next time, play games, have fun, and let's hope my little dingling works here. Bye, Internet.